structure.
Sure.
And so say we out, say, okay, I can use the example with all the fathers or the guys that's cutting their son's hair. Majority of the fathers really wouldn't do that.
Right.
But they did it because they really didn't have no true guidance.
They had no guidance.
So they thought that it was okay
it was
for
okay
them to do it because the other person did it.
That's right. That's right. Following behind somebody else.
They already lost the battle by conforming to the world structure.
That's right, to the world structure
of what justice is. Punishing your
that's
people.
right. That's
but
right.
the Bible
that's
speaks
right.
otherwise.
It speaks otherwise. So we see that's where the problem comes in at, because if there's no type of structure there, and that man that's putting out what you said, with the haircut and trying to humiliate the son, then he's already wrong, because see, he was not trained properly.
Right.
He wasn't trained.
One thing, we did a broadcast. Well, it wasn't our broadcast. It was in our manhood course.
Okay.
We were doing our manhood course. I was a certificate of the course for manhood. And one question that you asked us in our courses that we were going through with the father wound.
Yes.
When I told you about my father wound, you said, well, that's a little deeper. Did your father have his father?
Yeah.
So we never took the time.
We don't take the time to think about that, right?
We didn't take the time.
That's
But
right.
what about
That's
what
right.
did he have when he was
That's
young?
right.
Then
That's
that's
right.
when I was able to know,
Yeah.
okay, my dad didn't have his dad when he was
That's
younger.
right.
His dad was killed when he was just a child.
See that? And that's where the cycle begins. See, so there was no instruction for him to give to his son,
Right.
and then when you came along, he couldn't give it to you.
Right.
So there's a void there, so he couldn't give you those instructions. He can only do what he can do, but that didn't help you as growing up as a young man to learn these principles.
Right.
And then you got into the gangs and all that stuff, and thank God you were able, God was able to bring you out safely, and now you have a revelation now through God that you can see all stuff that you didn't have, and look where you are now.
Right.
It's a difference, because now you're receiving godly instruction. You're getting wisdom and you're getting understanding. So now you know not to be the absent father in your son's life, but be there to be a sharpening agent in his life. There you go. Good God. I hope y'all getting this out there. All right, let's go down here to the part B of this, and then we're gonna move on. This is good stuff here tonight. These fathers provided for the sons material needs, but they were strangely absent when the time came to satisfy the needs of the heart. There it is. Every boy needs his heart to be loved by a father. Yes, that's where the wound comes at. The wound, we get wounded in our heart by our father, because it's just like a girl wants a man in her life to love her, to cherish her. We as men want the same thing, but we don't talk about it because we have not been taught that way. So when that father's not there, that wound is in our heart, and what happens is it becomes hardened against other men in society. So we conform to the box. We get the cars, we want all the girls, we want this, we want that, to cover up or to try to pretend that wound.
Quick fix.
Yeah, we want that's gonna quick fix that wound in my heart that my father he did that to me. But it's never healed. It's this there, and all that stuff is building up in your heart. That's why these guys commit these type of crimes, is because of that father wound, because they're not being loved.
Some of them feel like, for people in the streets, that's why they always say if something happened to them, they gotta get their face back. So when they say they got get their face back, they're really saying that that person stripped them from their identity, so then they gotta get it back.
Yes. And we talked about last week on the broadcast dealing with the mask. Sometimes that mask, you wear the mask for so long, it becomes a part of you. And you think you take it off, you can't take it off because it becomes a part of you.
It's up to you.
It's up to you.
Like the movie, The Mask.
The Mask. We talked about that. Yes.
He got accustomed so much of the ability that he could do with the mask on. He got so comfortable when it came time to take it off, he couldn't.
See, that's how we as men are.
So it became an addiction.
Addiction. That's what it is.
First started as a habit. First started as a behavior, then a habit, then the habit turned into an addiction.
Wow, man. Wow, that's huge, brother. Man, we gotta move on. But this is good stuff here. Such as intimacy and connection. We just talked about a man needs intimacy, not in the front in a homosexual way, but to feel that another man loves him. That's why I do what I do every morning. I send y'all a message. I don't care what's going on, brother, such and such. I love you. Have an awesome day. Because a man needs to know, man, this brother got my back.
And not only do you do the texts, you do the Facebook posts and when you tag us in there as well. 3 daily words.
Yeah, 3 daily words. To encourage you.
Right.
That's instruction.
Right.
That's giving you wisdom and to help you say, man, this man really cares me. You know, the preacher I just told you about, Brother Barron, he said, you know, his wife said, this man, who is this guy? He texts you every year, all the time, every day, don't he? He said, yeah, he's been doing it for 2 years. Why he do that? Because he's committed. And he cares about me.
Right.
And it's inspiring. Do you know how powerful that is?
Right.
For his wife to see that another man is uplifting him up?
Right.
And he appreciates. He said, brother, you ain't missed a day in 2 years.
You missed a day. You missed a day in 4 years.
That's right. That's right. It ain't gonna happen because I have to be committed. And that's what instruction is all about. I have to set the example. You, as a man, have to set the example. Set the standard and then move along. And then the brothers or your son or whoever else is around you, they ain't gonna mind following you and listen to you because they know you're not standing wrong. You're gonna give them love. You'll correct them when they're wrong, but you do it in love and they'll respect that. Right. Okay? They may go away and get mad once in a while. Oh, he should do that. That's all right. But they know you have their heart and their welfare in good perspective, that you're not there to hurt them, but you're there to love them.
Right.
Good God,
that's good.
Man, go ahead, Brother Dwight. Move on. Wherever you want to go. Let's go down to 2 or 3 or 4.
Okay. You want fathers like this?
Yeah, because that time is rolling. Good God. Go ahead down to 4. 4 down. Another reason.
Okay, another reason men may feel inadequate is because their fathers did not support or affirm them as they moved into manhood.
Good God from Zion, brother.
Did not support or affirm.
That's huge right there. That's huge. Man, another reason why men feel, that's right, because we need the support, and we don't get it.
Right.
But know why? Because we cut it off at age 5.
Right.
We cut him off with the feelings, so he has to go into adolescence. And then once he gets to adolescence, the man, they cut him off again.
Right.
So he's afraid because now he said if he says something, the father may say, you a sissy, grow up, wipe those tears, be a man.
Right.
And then the boy shuts down, he cools down because he's afraid that he's not going to be supported if he acts a one way or the other.
Right.
He has to conform to that box at a very early age and fit into that box for him to be accepted. Right.
This is how society has.
That's how it
has.
has.
You got to understand, society don't know. Society is taking away God's principles.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Wow. Go ahead, Brother Dwight. Man, this is good, man. This is good. This is good stuff.
Jack in his book, Man at the Crossroad, writes, tragically, many young men are growing up without a father who will affirm their leap into manhood.
That's right.
Often the voices they do hear are distortion of true manhood.
Yes.
Because so many boys do not have a father affirming their leap into manhood, that transition is often filled. Wow, it's crazy.
Wow.
Filled with feelings of fear? Anger, and frustration instead of confidence and security.
Stop right there. Just tell me right there. You can in that mouthful what you said right there. What does that mean to you? And what does that mean to us as out there, to those that are looking at this broadcast? What does that? What kind of message can you tell them about what you just read there? About the insecurity, about men not there supporting them, all that stuff you read. That's powerful. That's
affirming.
Wow, man, that's huge.
It says that transition.
There is a transition period.
Instead of the young man being transitioned to in manhood the proper way, they get the counterfeit part.
Yes. Oh yeah, I like that word you said, counterfeit. So there's no real man, so they're actually a fake man.
Right.
And that's what we're dealing with today in our society.
So now,
man, that's huge. I like that word.
They get filled up with fear, anger, and frustration.
Yes.
And so now, like you said, the boy was taught to shut down in 3 different phases of his age.
Yes.
After 5, he shut down.
Yep.
Then probably after 10, another transition.
And then once he becomes a teenager.
And then after 15 or either 13, another phase switch.
He switches up again.
So now,
he
didn't switch at 3 different transitions. Now he changing. He don't have no stability with his emotions.
That's right.
So now he's confused.
That's right. That's right.
And confused men create major problems.
There you go.
So now you deal with fear, anger, frustration. So now you have a guy or a young man that's trying to fit in.
Trying to fit in.
That's and by him trying to fit in, he gonna conform to whatever that he see what everybody else is doing.
That's right. And I'm glad you said, because we're gonna talk about this next week. We're gonna talk. What that creates. What that creates is an identity crisis.
Right. So then you have the guy or the young man, because basically he was rejected by his father.
That's right. He was rejected.
So now fear of rejection.
Yes.
Set in.
Yes.
And so now being able to be accepted. So now it's a desperate need of acceptance.
That's right.
So at this point, young men would do anything that they need to do to be accepted.
That's right.
Because they was rejected by their father.
Yes.
So now by them willing to do anything to be accepted, their acceptance is temporarily covering up their void or their rejection with his father.
That's right.
And then you got anger.
Yes.
And so now the young men grow up angry at their father. So now when they accepted whatever they get accepted in, like for instance with game. So now the guy is angry at his father, but when it comes time to do what he do in the street, he gonna release all that anger at the person. On the wrong person.
At the wrong person.
So the people are hurting innocent people not because they want to. It's because they screaming inside saying that I need help.
I need help. Yep.
Something wrong with me.
Yes.
I'm angry.
Yep.
Do you see what's going on?
You see what's going on.
Normally that's why you hear mothers say, because in the scripture said that in the mother's eye, you still tender.
Yes.
Love.
Yes.
That's why that's why a mother can see when a child do a crime.
Yeah.
Well, I know that he's not like that.
That's right. Because she don't see that part.
Right.
She don't see it.
And the fact is, he's not like that.
Yeah, he's not.
He's just conforming.
He's conforming.
Because he's in survival mode.
That's right. He's in survival mode. That's right.
And so now he's angry. So by him being angry, he has a shorter temper. Yes. And some people can't hold their anger more long than others.
Absolutely.
But when the anger is released, it's coming full force.
Absolutely. And that's how it happens.
And that's why you see certain guys, that's why you see so much black on black crime. And just as you see the Caucasian creating killing their families, or when they go out, they shoot a lot of people. That's right. It's that it's anger. It's the anger inside of them that's created by the father womb. Right. Or but I'm glad you said it. There's two distinctions: the black family and the white family. Right. The white family take it on the whole family, or they'll go and kill 10 or 15 people because they're angry and nobody hears them screaming for help. Right. Because they feel if they scream out, then people will condemn them. So they feel if they do something in their actions, that will show them that they're a man, even though they're going to be condemned to death or they're going to be in prison for the rest of their life. But now they're being recognized for something they did, but they feel honored now because they did something that their father didn't honor them for. And then you got frustration. Yes. Frustration, you're really not equipped to really deal with things in a stability way. That's right. And what I mean is that there's something going on, say you're in a relationship with a young lady, and if she does something or responding out of her emotion, you will get frustrated easily and say, get out your feelings. Or you on your cycle, go in. But as men, we get frustrated. We frustrated with our fathers, so that make us frustrated with ourselves. So we're not taking the time to really see what's going on with us. That's right. And so then, from a big picture, the person who really behind all this is the enemy. Yeah, it is the enemy. Sure. Yeah. Causing strife and division. That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. The fathers and the sons. That's right. The mothers and the daughters. That's right. And from race against race and within race. That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. But it all starts with the head, which is the man. If he can cut the man's head off, there's going to be discord throughout. The body going to be flapping. There it is. Absolutely true. Man, this is good, Brother Dwight. My God, my God. More healing can occur through accountability and community with other Christian brothers as Jack began developing relationships with others who were truly present and experienced relationship with their Heavenly Father who was always present.
his need to escape into the world of sexual fantasy. And this is where we get in trouble as men, because since we have not been validated through our fathers, that's why we as men get hooked up on porn, and we get hooked up on all this other stuff, dealing with all this other stuff, dealing with sexual desires and things of that nature. Then abuse comes in because we want to feel love. So if we can't get love, then we're going to take what we want.
The scripture says, let every man examine
himself. That's right. That's right.
And when I was thinking about examination, when you examine yourself, the other word that came to me about examination when it comes to examining yourself is about your experience.
Yes.
What you've been through and what you went through. And I'm going to try to figure it out because the devil's
okay, that's all right. Let's go down to, let's go, and we just talked on the selfishness and depression and anger. Let's go down to, you are not alone, man.
You're not alone, man. You're with the man.
You're with the men.
You're with the men.
You're with the men. We're talking to you. You're with us. You're not alone. Don't think that you're alone out there. You're not. We're with you. All right.
Yeah. So to go back, it says let every man examine himself, so go through the experience and stuff like that. So now, if we're not taught properly how to examine ourselves, we will get in this state of experimenting.
Yeah.
And so then you have the young guys who not taught to examine themselves, and then you have guys that experiment pornography. So from a sexual standpoint, it's because his father didn't teach him the ins and outs for his sexuality.
That's right.
And so now he got to experiment.
That's right. See, the instruction wasn't there. So he's gonna go because it looks good to him. The women, all that is attractive, because you know we, like I said before, we are drawn in by what we see. So that's enticing to him, but he don't understand fully. But he wants to experiment because the instruction wasn't there.
So the father didn't teach him. So everything that on the outside, it looked good.
It looks good. It looks good.
Like I know we used the analogy last time, like we as men, we like eggs. On the outside, the egg shell is pure.
It's pure,
It's no spot.
No.
It's smooth.
Sure.
So you think that, okay, this is a nice shaped egg. But as soon as you crack it, it's gonna make a mess.
It's gonna make a mess.
And then you're gonna jump back.
Yeah. And that's right.
And so just like you will hear the women say more than the males or the fathers that everything that look good
it's not good for you. That's right.
Normally, the males that you do hear say is the ones who had to experiment and had to learn from the mistake.
Which is a bad way to learn. It's a bad way to learn that way because then it's not pure. You see, when you get instruction, then you know the ins and outs. But then when you get into a situation, you experiment, that thing can really cost you.
It's a risk to experience.
It's a risk. It's a risk, brother, because you don't know what's going to happen in the interim by you experimenting.
Are you an examining?
That's right.
Or are you experimenting?
That's right. That's why it's so important the father to be there. But when the father has inflicted that wound on that young child, on that young boy, he's going to experiment.
So the fathers who didn't have the proper guidance of teaching their male, I'm giving to it as God gave it to me. So the fathers who doesn't have the proper training or the guidance of the principal to teach their sons, instead of them teaching how to examine, they teaching them how to experiment. Which is deadly.
Which is deadly. It's deadly. It's deadly. It's deadly. All right, let's move on. Man, this is good stuff. Good God from Zion. Ooh-wee.
What's the point of a man's group?
Well, you can explain that because you came into this group, so. Go ahead and read that part. Then we can go ahead and
have you thought about how other men could be a mirror for you?
Yes.
That's a good question.
Good question.
How another man could teach you about yourself.
Wow.
What would it be like to be clear in your direction and purpose, to be strengthened or to strengthen your integrity? Become more trustworthy, strong, consistent, clear, and grounded. So it goes back to the thing. It says to take a village
to raise a child.
And so in our manhood course, we learned that manhood is bestowed.
It's
not something that you earn.
That's right.
It's bestowed.
That's right.
In a company.
There you go, Brother Dwight. There you
more
go.
than one.
There you go. There you go.
A man.
Yes.
To teach you or to guide you into manhood.
Yes.
But these men who was doing the bestowing, it was bestowed upon them.
There you go.
And
there
which is like Jesus. Jesus bestowed.
There you go. There you go. There it is. He did. He did. He did. Because it's freely given. You can't earn it.
We didn't earn it.
You didn't earn that.
And he bestowed a relationship.
Yes.
Or so we could have a relationship with him.
That's right.
And the Father.
That's right.
By a sacrifice.
There you go.
And that by us having a relationship in Proverbs, it teaches us wisdom. It teaches us knowledge and understanding.
Yes.